Welcome to the Mariana Dalto Show, the podcast where business owners learn how to work less, grow more, and make their message matter. Today, I'm thrilled to introduce a guest who is all about removing the busy from business,
Mhm.
Batu Set. He
Hi
is the
there.
co-founder of the industry Rockstar Strategic CX Partners, and he has built a powerful business helping entrepreneurs like you and me offload the grunt work and build strategic partnerships that actually grow the bottom line. Welcome, Batu, to the show.
Hey, how you doing, Mariana?
Good, so good to
That's
see you
good.
again.
Yeah, you too, you too.
Batu and I had a long relationship here, like as I met him through Kane and then
Hmm.
I hired him as his team.
Yep.
So I invited him to be on the show because he's amazing. His team is amazing, and I really wanted you guys to learn more about how he can help your business. So
Thank you.
welcome again to the show.
That is so kind of you. Thank you very much.
All right. So tell us a little bit about your journey as a business owner. How did you go
Yeah.
from call centers to launching your business?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a very long and sordid history, but pretty much to give a sum of it, I basically did my best to make sure that I worked as hard as possible in the fields that I worked in the past and tried to prove myself as an individual, and I caught the attention of the right people. So I used to work call centers and customer service for a bunch of different people in offices in the past, and eventually I started to get the trust of certain clientele that brought me into more secretive and more exclusive clientele and workloads, and then started to grow from there. And I actually want to give a special thank you to Mina Sexton of Future Today, who is actually an individual who was previously my boss and used to give clients to me and work to me, who recommended that I work with the current individual that I'm partnered up with, Kane Minkus. Because of her, this opportunity is what kind of launched my career into what it is. And ever since then, I've been the co-CEO of Industry Rockstar Outreach, or Industry Rockstar Strategic CX Services that we provide now. And yeah, it's been tough work because I didn't really go through the regular motions that most people go through, going through university and then applying for specific jobs for managerial roles. I was just kind of discovered through the hard work and effort that I put through in customer service and using my knowledge firsthand from the experience that I've gained throughout this industry. I've applied it to the business that I'm now partnered up with Kane, and it's been incredibly successful so far.
Yeah, it's always good to have those people in your life that really opens up your doors and to new
Exactly.
opportunities that you wouldn't even know, right? Like it's just like she was kind of like the starting point of your new journey as a business owner, right?
Exactly. I have to thank her a lot for the place that I'm in right now. If it wasn't for her, I don't know how long I would have gotten an opportunity like this. This was definitely the ultimate goal for me, but she's definitely sped up the process now. I mean, I'm in my mid 30s, and ever since my early 30s and late 20s, I've been running a business. So she definitely sped up the process for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So tell us, what is it like to work with Ken Minkus, and how did that partnership came to be overall? Like, once she introduced you to him.
Oh yeah, it's been incredible. Kane is incredibly kind. His team is very helpful. They're very patient. They're also incredibly busy. They have a lot of work to do. So there's no shortage of work for me to do on my end, of course, too. He's incredibly intelligent and knows exactly what he's talking about. Him and his wife, Alicia, as well. They know exactly how to build a business, grow a business, how to network properly. They're really in tune with AI and the development that's happening right now with the growth of AI. So it's been incredibly beneficial working for him. And he's always so kind and patient. He's very busy, but I mean, considering what he does, it makes sense.
He's amazing. I mean, I'm a
Yeah,
client of him. Like I've done many courses with him and Alessia, and I have to say that I agree 100% what you're saying about Kane. He's amazing. He's so smart.
definitely.
It's just it made a big difference on my business as well. So yeah.
Oh, great. I'm glad. Honestly, I have so much praise for him. Everything that I've learned from him was significantly more than what I could have learned from university. And I saved tens of thousands of dollars
Oh,
too.
I agree 100%.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes. Super helpful to implement really the right strategies. Mostly in
exactly.
my case, were marketing, but yeah, it's been amazing to have
Yeah.
him part of my list of coaches that help me grow my business as well.
Definitely. Same here.
So I know that we wanted to talk about joint ventures. And
Mm.
some people might be unfamiliar what that means. So how does that work? So can
Yeah.
you explain a little bit what does it mean in the world, the joint venture term?
Yeah, yeah. This is something that not too many places that are similar to our industry, which is a strategic CX kind of services. They don't really normally do this kind of work because a lot of them are very bare bones with just doing inbound, outbound customer service calling and VA work. But what we specialize because of the special relationship we actually have with Kane is what we call joint venture work. Basically, it encompasses any kind of connection B2B between our clients and the potential partners of our clients, depending on the parameters they're looking for. It could be literally anything. So to give you an example, as you probably may have known, Kane has a lot of people in his purview that are speakers. They're public speakers. They want to go to speaking engagements, but they're really having trouble finding the right speaking engagements and connecting with the decision makers of those. So that's where we come in. We come in and make sure that we gather a list of individuals that are the decision makers of these events, and then go ahead and contact them in our second phase, either via email or over the phone or both, and make the connection between our client and the decision maker so that they can attend the upcoming event. But this doesn't have to be just speakers. It could be business owners trying to find customers, or a business owner trying to find someone to buy their business. Someone who's designing art that wants to speak to art studios to have their work there. Recently, we actually worked with a business owner that wanted to do interviews with specialized media industries like social media, newspapers, magazines that run articles and blogs about the specific industry that she was in. So we connected them together. So the parameters can be essentially anything, but it's essentially that two-step of gathering lists and reaching out to clientele process for joint ventures.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there specific businesses that can benefit the most on with joint ventures?
Oh yeah, any business that's looking to connect with essentially any kind of contact can benefit from this. But from what I've seen, the people that benefit most are speakers looking for speaking engagements, businesses looking to publicate their work to other businesses. Like for example, someone that might be in the biz dev field that's trying to find other businesses that might need their services to develop their own business and growth. So we connected them together. Those people really benefit from them, and people that are looking for customers for their workload or clientele. We can't really gather a list of private people, unfortunately, because they're not public yet, the public online like businesses are. But we can reach out to associations and groups that have a list of individuals like that. For example, we recently had a client that wanted to speak to people that were looking to get an accountant or work with an accountant. So we went through an association of accounting, or people that would have people within their database that require accounting services or looking for accountants for their businesses or personal services, and spoke to those individuals that would have that large list and connected them together so that our client and then this individual with a large list of potential clients for them connected. So really, it could be essentially any kind of business.
So you mentioned there's two phases. Can you explain a little bit more in detail what are the two phases and exactly what each phase does, so then people are in there and understand a little bit more the details on how that works?
Yeah, yeah. To go into detail, the first phase is what I call the list gathering phase. This can be a phase where we use essentially anything within our grasp to kind of find a list of individuals based on parameters that our clients would provide. This could be a simple Google search using LinkedIn Sales Manager, social media blogs and groups, Facebook groups, all the way to complicated AI tools that we have at our purview that we use. Ones that we just kind of put specific keywords in order to populate different businesses based on specific parameters. We may even be using Eventbrite or Zoom info to find these businesses. Or sometimes, if we're looking at specialized kind of groups and types of businesses, we might even go through Google and try to find databases that would allow us to search through them. Like, for example, when it comes to speaking engagements, there's a lot of websites out there that allow you to search speaking engagements based on specific locations of when they're happening, or articles that post up, hey, the top 10 speaking engagements for businesses in Europe, and so and so. So we would find databases like that, gather the details, and then add it to the list. And the information that we obtain is completely customizable. We, of course, get the basic phone number, website, email address, name of business, so on and so forth. But you can also ask us to get the profit margin of the business that's there, or the revenue stream, the number of employees they have, how long they've been in business, so on and so forth. Any kind of information you want us to gather for this list, we can gather for you, essentially.
Okay, so one phase is the research where
Mhm.
you use many tools, ways to get that research. And then once you get the list of people, then your team will do the outreach. Is that right?
Exactly. Our team does outreach via email or phone or both, either one. And this is when we would be using our internal systems to make these calls, using either an auto dialer if there's a large list, or a kind of more personalized manual dialer if it's not too big and needs a little bit more of a personal touch. And we would also help you generate the script that we need to use for these emails and calls using our AI tools to kind of streamline the process, but also editing it here and there because of our expertise and knowledge based on the details that you provide about your business or any kind of hook that would kind of build that relationship. For example, the individual that I spoke to about previously that was offering their accounting services to a bunch of different clients kind of had an exclusive offer with us. And when we reached out to these individuals, we offered an affiliate program where these large database accounting list of companies could basically offer this services to their list of individuals, and they would make a profit off of it from the affiliate program the accountant had. About, I think it was 10% off of all the profit made. So you can create a partnership like that essentially, and we can help you with that.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what's the number one mistake people make when they're trying to form these partnerships? What do you see? Like maybe people they tried with other people before. Some people
Mhm.
might be new to this system, but some
Mhm.
people maybe try, but they didn't do it right, or they tried to do
Mhm.
it themselves. What do you think that could be the number one mistake that people do or
The
make?
biggest mistake I've seen people make is limiting themselves in regards to the tools that they're using to gather the list. I've
Mm,
actually kind of got a list of examples here, but you can always use, like I mentioned, social media and Google and LinkedIn, all the other stuff to gather the information. But there are also really specialized AI tools that can help you find businesses online, like Hyperwrite or Instantly AI. There's also ChatGPT, which many of you are familiar with. But there are different like rungs and sub websites for ChatGPT that people are specializing in their own software and programs that can help you find these businesses. So far, not too much on finding the events for speaking engagements, but we're currently working on something like that so that we can help people find those events themselves. We'll keep you guys posted on that, of course.
okay, awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
So then, for the team that you have, how do you
Mhm,
train your reps or the team that you have in order to provide these kind of services to support many
mhm.
industries that they want to do this? How do you work on
Yeah,
building or training your team for this type of service?
it's actually not too difficult because when it comes down to it, a lot of the things that we provide for our clients in regards to not just joint venture, but virtual assistant work and inbound and outbound calling, they're all very necessary for the structure of a business to grow and to run a business. But it's all in the end busy work that we can pretty much take off their hands. So it's really easy when it comes down to the training process of our representatives. I, of course, make sure to find someone that has experience when it comes to customer service, that it can speak English very fluently and clearly, someone that has a little bit of a charisma so that they're able to speak to people over the phone without getting nervous or reserved. But beyond the base structure of someone that has these types of skills, when it comes to the actual training itself, like I mentioned, I did this when I just came right out of high school and started doing these kind of work and kind of experienced it as I went along and learned through experience how to do this. So I'm looking for like-minded individuals that are optimistic and are willing to grow and learn, and teaching them is a very simple faction. We just pretty much need the parameters of the project on exactly what we're looking for and how we're going to do it. And it takes sometimes 5 to 10 minutes for training, or more complicated work, a couple of hours, but it's always a very simple process with my representatives because they have the experience and the know-how.
And do you do other languages or just English?
Yeah, currently we have Turkish, we have Tagalog, we have Spanish, English. We're working on getting German. That's in the works. We have French, and we have I believe Tunisian, and yeah, that's what we have so far. Yes.
Oh, that's great. So this is
Yeah,
like this could work around like many countries and hitting different audiences. That's good.
yeah, yeah. Because of the nature of our work, we actually have representatives all over the world that can handle different time zones too. So yeah.
So from a parameter standpoint, that you always say, well, we need the parameters and then we will figure out to set up the joint venture outreach. What are the key
Mhm.
things that typically are the questions that you're gonna ask someone in order to set that up? And I know
Oh,
there could be many things depending on what they're looking for, but kind of
yeah.
like big picture, what are the type of insights or information you need from a business owner in order to start a project?
Yeah. Like you mentioned, it really does depend on the client, but generally speaking, there are a few consistencies. For example, the location of whatever contact we're trying to find. Is it just in the US? Is it international? Are we talking about online events or businesses that are just run online, or do they have physical locations? Stuff like that. Also, another main question we ask is the type of industry that we're looking for, whether it's a speaking engagement or a business to business kind of relationship, or someone that's looking to publicate their business on any kind of media outlet. The industry that we're trying to reach and gather the list of is very important. Could be business development, could be women in business, could be medicine, it could be accounting, so on and so forth. And another primary thing that we're looking for are the types of information that you would like us to gather. Again, that's completely customizable to what you want and how you want us to get it, but we need to know exactly what kind of information to gather. It could be super bare bones, like literally just the name of the company, the name of the decision maker, phone number, email, and website, or really complicated with a bunch of different columns and lines. Completely up to you. But those are the three main
Okay.
ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so then if someone is kind of like curious about this and I'm like, I
Mhm.
want to learn more, like in the beginning when, when people are kind of like exploring new ways to approach or to implement in their business, like what
Mhm.
advice would you give someone looking to start their first joint venture? What are the key things that you will be, you would tell them?
In regards to starting it themselves?
Uh, Yes,
Mhm.
maybe themselves, and even like to start exploring the opportunity that this could bring to their business. Like maybe they don't know 100% what they want, so then
Mhm.
maybe they do their own research to understand, okay, before I even go and reach out to Batu and his team, I
Mhm.
might want to do some pre-research to understand what I
Yeah.
really want or get more clear on what would be my
Yeah.
me exploring joint venture, I guess.
I honestly recommend anyone to kind of look into joint ventures. I've heard through the grapevine that a lot of people don't even know what joint venture is or heard of it. I strongly recommend anyone in any kind of business and industry to get into joint venture so that you can create and grow your own business. So yeah, definitely look into it yourself. I would recommend the previous tools I mentioned for the AI search, as well as the social media pages and even simple Google searches, ChatGPT, whatever is at your disposal that may be free or affordable to purchase for like maybe a month or two, or maybe a really cheap year-long service that you can purchase to kind of streamline your list gathering abilities. You can even use advertising and marketing on social media to gather people that are interested in your business, to kind of create a warmer list of individuals that are already reaching out and asking, hey, maybe I'm interested in this, and then reach out to those individuals. There are many methods that are really affordable and cheap that can help you gather these lists. It's just a little bit more difficult to do the second phase, because once you have this massive list of individuals, you got to call them. So that's going to take a while. You're going to have to generate scripts as well, which is going to take a little bit of knowledge and know-how, but it's always a good trial and error to experiment with them. But there's a lot of tools out there that can help you gather the information you need and the contacts you need to make this connection with joint venture. Strongly recommend experimenting with everyone. Definitely.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And then, okay, that's good. That's good. I mean, I know that this could be a very new topic for a lot of people that maybe they
Yeah.
never thought about. So
Yeah.
that's why some people are more like, okay, let me find out more before I move forward hiring someone. But I wanted to, educate the people, the audience about a new way of approaching your business and maybe getting leads or getting speaking engagements or whatever
Exactly.
makes sense, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter what industry you're in or what kind of business you're running, or even if you're just selling yourself rather than a service or a product, that's perfectly fine, because joint venture is always going to be able to help you grow your business. Get yourself out there, get more clients, get more partners, get more events where people can see you. Exposure. It's all very important when it comes down to business.
And then do you want briefly also tell the audience, because you also offer other services, so do you want to kind of
Yeah.
like big picture tell them what else you offer so then maybe can they have a better picture of your services?
Yeah. Well, one of our mottos is actually taking the busy work off your hands, because a lot of the things that we do are necessary for business development and growth and the maintaining of your business, that you really necessarily don't have to do yourself, because we can handle it for you. For example, incoming confirmation and tech support calling, we can handle for you. We We have an office that's literally available 24/7 that can pick up calls for you at any time through any kind of weather, any kind of a holiday that's happening. Doesn't matter. They'll be able to answer calls for you, and all you would be pretty much covering is just the time that they're taking these calls. You don't have to pay for someone to just sit around and do nothing all day. So we always recommend getting an inbound team just in case for calling. Or we can have outbound teams that do similar things like joint venture. That's part of the outbound kind of umbrella, but they can also do confirmation calling for, you have a list of individuals that are going to be attending an upcoming event. You want to confirm they're able to make it. We can make that call for you. Or pre-qualification calling. You have like a list of cold contacts or semi-warm contacts that you want to speak to for one reason or another. Let's say you're trying to sell a product and you have a bunch of interested people through an advertisement that you put out that are semi-interested in wanting to speak to you about that product, but 90% of them are people that either don't have the funds, are not the type of person in the right industry, maybe even underaged. We would contact these individuals for you and qualify them down to a smaller list of people that would actually not be a waste of your time to speak to. I've had many clients in the past that requested pre-qualification work because they've had meeting after meeting after meeting all day, every day. And almost all of the people that they spoke to wasted 30 minutes to an hour of their time while they created this amazing pitch to sell their services. And in the end, they found out they didn't have the money for it. Even though they clarified it in the beginning, they were either not honest because they wanted to hear the pitch or so on. And unfortunately, they wasted a ton of their time. And the final thing that we offer, the third kind of umbrella of our services, is virtual assistant work. This pretty much encompasses anything: website admin, live chat or email responses, inbound and outbound calling, like I mentioned before. All of that would be in the purview of virtual assistant work. They can do CRM campaigns or control your CRM emails that go out. They can do data entry or any kind of specialized projects you may have at your disposal. For example, one of the clients that I used to work with before I started running things and I actually did the work directly with my clients is I actually do a quarterly and monthly report that I send out to them every single month or quarter in regards to the status of the project of the company based on my perspective as a customer service agent. I would let them know how many problems we had with this product here, how many people were inquiring about this here, and kind of giving a detailed list and report that I would give them every month and quarter for it. So essentially anything that we can pretty much do for you. But those would be our
That's
three main services.
Yeah, that's good,
Yeah.
having that report, because it's not just like doing the calls. You're really providing more insights about what the performance on the services and what could be maybe adjusted if it was needed from a script or
Exactly.
from whatever
Exactly.
set
That's
up,
why I
right?
always tell people to keep their minds open whenever using our services. You can essentially have us do anything that is wasting your time. I like to say that an artist should be creating amazing art. They shouldn't be putting up social media posts and trying to figure out the best SEO to get attention, or a salesperson shouldn't be out there responding to customer service inquiries on their products. They should be out there selling snow to a polar bear because that's what they do. You are the master of your business and you are an expert in making it grow. Focus on what you do best while we handle all that busy work that is necessary, but anybody else can do for you, basically.
That's amazing. So,
Yeah.
um, tell us a little bit on how people can find you. What's the best way to reach out to you if they want to learn more about any of the services that you provide?
Yeah, yeah. We have a bunch of social media pages. A lot of it's linked through the main industry rockstar hub, but we've recently
Mhm.
opened up our own LinkedIn that you can connect to. It's available on our website, which is also going to be linked here too. It's industryrockstaroutreach.com. It's got all the information on a lot of the stuff that I talked about, the services we provide, and there's a little contact us form at the bottom that you can just kind of plug in your details. It'll come right to me, and we can set up a meeting. Or you can always reach out to me directly. The email address would be mentioned. I'm assuming you're going to be mentioning it too, but just in case, it's batu@industryrockstarservices.com. I'm always available for a Zoom meeting to discuss how we can help you, what kind of industry and business you're in. A lot of the times people actually reach out to me to they have an idea of how to use our services, but I like to give a perspective in regards to assessing their business and their needs and suggest other services that might be able to help them as well. So I'd be able to do that for you free of charge, of course, whenever you want to speak. I can give you a free consultation on how I can help you and get all that busy work away from your purview there.
That's great. And I will put
Yeah,
all the details on
yeah,
the show notes so then people can get the information from Batu.
yeah.
You also will have in your website a resource that people can also review. What's in that resource?
That's right. There's going to be a multi-paged service kit that's going to kind of go through all of the services that we provided that I kind of went through right now, a little bit more in
Mm-hmm.
detail as well. It's also going to have some information on affiliate programs that we have because we really like to work with other business. In my personal opinion, I never see any kind of business, even within our own industry, as a competitor. They're just a potential partner or a potential white label in the future to help us out with our industry. So we always like to offer an affiliate program for people to literally just connect us with a potential client. I'll do the rest. You introduce us, and then you'll be able to get a certain portion of profits there. So it's going to have all that information on affiliates, the services we provide, a little blurb about me and my history if you're interested. And yeah, it's also really, really pretty. I like the way it looks. So really happy when it came out.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Well, Batu, thank you so much for
of
sharing
course.
all your wisdom and the
Yeah,
energy that you had with us today. It was
yeah.
amazing as always.
Thank
I
you.
know our listeners are walking away with real strategies and fresh ideas about how to grow smarter,
Hmm.
not harder, which is that's the point of providing these services. So,
Exactly.
if you are a business owner and you're ready to step out of the weeds and go into true growth for your business, reach out to Batu and his team and you won't regret it. Okay?
Definitely. We'll do our best for you there. And thank you so much, Mariana. Thank you.
Thank you, Batu, and see you soon. Take
Bye,
care.
everybody.
Bye, everyone.